Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined with Sherman, and I am joined with a great guest, Tanner. Let's start with Tanner. Tanner, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here for the first time.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know Tanner, Tanner's one of hosts on Rogue's Passage, and I love that podcast in general. So tell them where they can find what you guys do, all these kind of things.
Yeah, I guess we don't have like an official website kind of set up yet, but if you want to find our stuff, it's mainly on YouTube. We do Spotify, Apple Music kind of thing for the audio podcast as well, but YouTube is our home. So YouTube at the Rogue's Passage.
Nice. And you guys do lots of cool gameplay videos and everything. And for anyone local, they are another one of the guests at the face-to-face event. So come out. You can use, there's promo code into the 99 for discounts on it, but they have one too. So also go over there and you get prizes from each of us for using those promo codes. So what's your guys's?
Our promo code is Rogue, and yeah, I mean, like that's I use that up as quick as you can, right? That shows face to face that you love us and you love Into the 99. It really helps. Do it.
Are you guys playing games out at the event as well?
Yep, we're gonna be kind of, I guess I haven't really said this, but we'll be debuting like the new little studio backdrop that we're kind of working on. I've showed you a couple pictures of that.
Yeah, you were showing me that a little bit. The big full panel, so I'm excited to see them.
Yep. So it'll be the first time kind of setting that up. So we want to record some games. I think we're going to do social media contests to give away some of the Commander weekend packages and invite people to record some games with us. So.
Yeah. So everyone check that stuff out. And Sherman, how are you doing?
So sick.
Yes. You don't sound wonderful today.
I keep on hitting the mute button right now so that you guys don't hear me coughing and sniffling and all that stuff. So, yay!
It's just one of those days. I've got, for everyone watching on YouTube, I have one of my other accounts because I nicely framed my video, and then Slothy's internet died. Sherman's voice is dying because of being sick. It's just one of those things. But my leg feels better, so we're getting there and stuff. We're starting. I'm walking around again, so I'm not as broken.
Yeah,
yeah, right. I've been pretty excited getting ready for the face-to-face stuff. We're going to be doing lots of games there as well, like I said. So if you are local, come out and hang out with us and stuff. With that, it's going to be the release of Foundations. The Foundations either comes out the week before this or the week of it for official release. But Foundations and Jumpstart are coming out, and they're honestly looking like I would say the best set. Like I won't go too deep into the Universes Beyond thing. I'm sure everyone knows how I feel about a SpongeBob set. It's it is what it is. It's been said, but I don't want to look at like the bad things. I would like to go over and look at these positives because I love these Commander options. The first off, like Foundations for a reprint set has been crazy. Go ahead, Sherman.
We should hit our sponsors.
Oh, yeah. Also, AI Armor, if you're looking for any sleeves, great spot, AIarmor.com. They have great stuff. You don't even need a promo code. No promo code. Just go, say hello. Type in promo code into the 99. You get no discount because they're the best price sleeves already. But no, they're just great. We have like a referral link up and everything. AI Armor sent us a bunch of stuff to do some more giveaways with at our booth. So that'll be great. They're just wonderful people, wonderful sleeves. I like them more than Dragon Shield. Even if Dragon Shield gave me free sleeves,
I was really surprised.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because you guys have some of them
too,
great
right? Sleeves.
So
good. Yeah.
They're so good. And then if you are looking to buy any of these cards, houseofcards.ca, they are great. Promo code IT99 gets you a discount at your checkout. They have great lists. They're very, very fast shipping, especially local Canadian, but even as far like out to the States, they're really quick. I'm going to be sending them nonstop lists and making them very angry. I'm going to get my own list ability revoked with this new set. So there's just so many.
I can only imagine what the relationship with card stores is with like the amount of decks that you flesh out and order like constantly.
The one I go to all the time locally is Ogre's Den. They're great. And they say all the time, they're just like, oh, this looks like a Daniel list. And it's because I send in honestly like 800 or 900 card lists frequently. And it's brutal. And I build really, if you've like listened to stuff, I build really stupid all the time. I build a lot of just garbage cards. It's not all like give me 6 doubling seasons. No, I'll find like things like what was that card? Carrion. I found when I was doing a live brew, Sherman was like, "Hey, put in carrion." I was like, "What is this?" I put that in. I was like, "How many do you guys have?" Like, I don't know, a stack. I was like, "Give me all of them." So it's just me taking stacks of people's cards, like that are old junk cards. It's truly a nightmare situation, but I spend lots of money. So potato, put stacks of cards. But I'm actually just about to go over the 1,000 deck list, so I'm a problem. My wife's gonna beat me.
So true.
What I was saying though is this back to these Jumpstart commanders. I'm excited for. They seem to have like a bit more of a anime like looking theme to them, and a bunch of people seem to want to complain about that. I personally think they're great. I like a lot of anime, so it's but I definitely think there's cool stuff. We're gonna go through the amount of things. There's like 779 cards in each. I'm not going over 1,400 cards today. You guys aren't listening to 1,400 cards today. Nice symbiotic relationship. But we're gonna go over some of the newer things that are, I think, cool. Talk a little bit about them. So let's start with the Jumpstart stuff, because they have some of the coolest commander options I've seen in a while. I'll start us off with Ophelia Viper Whisperer. 1 and a black for a 1/3 Gorgon Assassin with Death Touch built into a commander's grade. When Ophelia attacks, you can pay 1 and hybrid black or green. If you do, you create a 1/1 black snake with snake token with Death Touch. Then 4 and a black. Until end of turn, whenever 1 or more Gorgons and or snakes you control deal combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up.
Oof.
That's just stupid.
It's so cool.
This kind of reminds me of is it Frodo that has kind of like an activated ability that just hits really hard if you but that's like a lose the game, right?
Yeah, no tap on this. Access to green, so you ramp up to that. It's not a problem. And access to all with how combat works now, it's a little weird, but you have Death Touch. These snakes have Death Touch, so anything trample is gonna.
Oh, I sort of missed that on the first read. The fact that when Ophelia attacks, you can just dump your whole mana pool into making as many snakes as you want.
No, just one. You'll only be able to make one at a time, sadly.
Oh, okay.
I wish
you home the host, then that's different.
Yeah. But it's I think it's a really, really cool commander. I think you'll see some interesting lists. There's a lot of backgrounds like Agent of Shadow Thieves and stuff that like are really good, as well as just a lot of stuff that like anything that's a sacrifice thing that gives your commander trample, flying, blah blah blah. It's a lot. It's a token generator and a half of life, which is a really, really easy way to deal with life game players in your pod.
The stupid thing is that it's 1 power, so you like if you have like things that give you skulk.
Oh, I didn't even think about going that like unblockable because of skulk way, like the.
Yeah, like because you're in black, so you have skulk, you have fear, you have intimidate, things like that just make it unblockable. It's just stupid.
There's also a lot of like I know from like playing Xeris, there's a lot of really, really cool snakes.
Yeah.
So.
Or just give someone lure. So that everyone has to block that one creature and the rest of them just go through because you're in green.
Well, and any double striking too, right, is going to be brutal. I don't know. I personally like this one. It's not my favorite one. My favorite one's you'll see. Who wants to take this Herska?
I'll take Herska. Okay, it is a legendary bear. Some people will really love that. Herska Sweet Tooth, 2 and a green. For 3/3 that says whenever it attacks, create a food token. And whenever you gain life, you can pay a hybrid Selesnya mana. When you do, target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you've gained. So, yeah, that's going to be... Like, is it a food token centered thing, or it's Selesnya, so you could just go life gain Bard, right?
So you got Soul Sisters and all that stuff.
Eternity Beacon is cool. I also like that it's whenever you gain life. So you can just like you said, the Soul Sisters thing, if you want to just do it and then constantly dump 1 mana into it, I'm going to give this like XX, this XX, like the...
interesting. I mean, food tokens give you 3 life right off the bat too, right? So that's +3/+3 just for an extra mana on cracking a food.
Yeah, basically a giant growth on every time you gain life like that. I think there's like so many double your life things that are going to be really, really good with that, like the Eternity Beacons, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I attack with my commander, I instant speed that beacon, blast the table.
Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art is pretty cool too. I wonder if we're going to get multiple arts for these cards. But yeah, they seem to be focusing on a very unique art style, which is kind of cool. Did they do that with the previous Jumpstart product, or is this kind of the first like?
They had some anime stuff, but this is definitely mostly its own thing.
Little fluffy bees flying out of the art. It's just so cool.
They look like they're bees in bees costumes, and I love them.
Look, exactly.
You know, this next one, Sherman, is crazy.
Yeah, moving on to Pol Jamar, Illusionist for 4 double blue. Legendary creature, human illusion wizard, 4/5 flying. When Illusionist enters, choose a creature type. Draw a card for each creature you control of that type. Yikes.
So good.
Ooh. Yeah, man, stuff like that just right away it screams like, yeah, I want to jam this into Locust God, but I just don't know how to free up a slot in that deck anymore, other than cutting one in half, before the game starts.
I was gonna say, with a card like this, like it to me seems like it would fit better, like into a deck. Like there's so many decks I have that this shoves into no problem, but as a commander and stuff, like just having it only mono blue, kind of. If this was like blue green and you could make this an elf commander, like that would be a crazy one. But it just, right, to me,
it's not begging to be in the command zone.
Yeah, to me, it just seems like such a good like ETB extra flicker. I'm sure there's lots of cool things, and the fact that it has wizard stapled onto it does make like a pretty easy mono blue wizards theme. But
yeah, so it would go into something like Brago, maybe,
Yeah, like in a deck, I think this is a powerhouse card.
Yeah.
We have Teiko, Patient Avalanche. I love this turtle ninja, not Ninja Turtle. It's 3 and a blue for a 4/5. Teiko, the Patient Avalanche, enters tapped. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it didn't die, scry 1 and put a 1/1 counter on it. So it's already really, really big into blink. And whenever Teiko attacks, you can pay a hybrid black or blue. When you do, target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. That's
I like
rough.
That's cool, yeah.
I like that.
I also like that. It's there's really, really cool stuff. I like that you can also just make it unblockable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can make whatever you need unblockable, which is nice. It's kind of like that. What is it? The otter, Bria that came out in Bloomborough.
Yeah.
Like whenever you cast a non-creature spell, just make a creature unblockable. It just very versatile card.
That was a crazy inclusion. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah. Also, the art. I mean, it looks like the Ninja Turtle was like trapped in the fly chamber with Shredder or something. Like it's got like the spiked plating and everything on the shoulders, like Shredder. This is a very strange piece of art.
There we go. I'll make these bigger for now. Sweet. Yeah, just so people could see the artwork. Yeah, I'll make them one smaller. There we go. Do you want to take the next one here, Tanner?
Yeah, sure. Ooh, yeah, I love this one. Third Mara of Destiny, 2 white for a legendary Pegasus. Flying lifelink, whenever you cast a Pegasus, unicorn, or horse creature spell, copy it. Other Pegasi, unicorns, and horses you control get +1/+1, and it is a 2/4. So it's a lord for basically all the horse identifying features in Magic. And I know I had been asking for that for a long time because I always wanted Crested Sunmare to be a legendary creature. And, actually it was with your recommendation to just do it and just build a deck out of it.
That's the
But now it seems like we're actually getting thrown.
Did you?
Yeah, Air Horse one.
Yeah, did you partner it with anything or just raw Crested Sunmare?
No, I had always envisioned that one just being kind of simple mono white, just build a deck with Crested Sunmare in the command zone. So I could like work on a second list with. Actually, we did talk about pairing it with Shadowfax just to gain another color, but
there you go.
Like adding red didn't really do a whole.
Not enough to the horse theme.
Fused the. Yeah, but we could probably work on a list and see what comes out of it. But this one's going to be like, what are the hits whenever you cast a Pegasus, unicorn, or horse creature spell, copy it. I mean, that's just amazing value.
Yeah.
And then of course you got like the Archon that creates a whole bunch of Pegasus whenever you gain. Is that when you play an enchantment?
Yeah, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield.
Yeah. So this seems like this deck kind of wants to build itself, right? It has like a path that you want to follow with it. But I mean, you could technically get double copies of Crested Sunmare because it isn't legendary, right? So when you cast it, it would become a pair of Crested Sunmares that would now give each other indestructible. So that makes me very happy. I would love to do that.
That would be rough. Well, it's nice to, because then you still kind of have like your horse commander that's a real commander.
Yeah, I mean, I guess why don't we pair third with Crested Sunmare? There's your illegal pairing.
Can I take the next one here, Sherman? Sherman's coughing and dying. Yeah. This is actually, I think, I would say the card that I've been the most excited to build from every piece of it, from the inception artwork top down. I love the artwork. The card. It's a soldier lord. It's so good. We have Brigand, Soldier of Meletis, 1 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. And like I said, I think this is my favorite card of the set. And I might say some of other things, but I've built so far to date, in paper lists waiting for this card, 7. I've made 7 of these decks so far. Whoa. I've made a soldier one. It's a problem. So, Brigone has heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Brigone, Soldier of Meletis, put a 1/1 counter on it. It has vigilance as well. So that's already so easy to do. You have every protection spell, the ability to, Chroma's Blessing, for instance, right? You can protection from anything, instant speed, nonstop, and buff your commander. Awesome. Remove a 1/1 counter from it, draw a card. That's so good from like a command zone thing. It's so like anything that's like a tap or untap effect. There's so many cards like I put Nils in so many lists. So go to end step, put another counter on this. Nils, Noble Heritage. You guys are getting a Bruggen deck tech. I'll tell you that right now. A spoiler, it's coming. This is I just really like that. Having a draw, like any commander to me that enables draw does a lot. Like it always makes me happy to see. So the fact that I have like draw enabled from the command zone, I'm like, oh yes, I love it so much. Usually in Jumpstart you can't get foils of these things, like there's not foil Tiny Bones, so that's my one kind of gripe with it, because I would have loved some foils of these. A lot of these artworks look really cool. Like that third in foil would have looked so good. The same with like the Herska. Like there's a lot of really cool ones.
Yeah, the art definitely goes hard. This is a very pretty set so far.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, and this creature has vigilance too, right? So you get to attack and still draw your cards. So
yeah,
shout out to Brigone.
Our next card we have here is going to be Dropkick Bomber for 2 in red. Creature, Goblin Warrior, 2/3. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. So it's a Lord, and for 1 red until end of turn, another target goblin you control gains flying, and when this creature deals combat damage, sacrifice it. Oh, so that's just like Goblin, like Balloon Brigade back in the day.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty solid. Like, shout out to, is Balloon Brigade from Alpha? I think that card's like,
I think it's from early, like right? 3rd or 4th or something like that,
it's
or revised.
Old, yeah,
it's old.
Yeah, this is like a goblin finisher. Just like buff your goblins and throw them in, essentially like a grenade at your opponent.
What's kind of nice is that it gives you that ability to sacrifice these things, right? It is a weird sack outlet.
But it's only when it deals combat damage is sacrificed.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Like if you want a way to sacrifice like a board of things, it is a nice way to kind of get like extra dice triggers if you need. It's roundabout.
I guess Corvold really likes this.
True.
Oh, Corvold goblins would like this. You got to have goblins to throw.
Oh yeah, I guess it's a creature. Well, I still think it's cool in Krenko kind of things.
Yeah.
Next one is you, I believe, Tanner.
All right. We'll take Eidolon of Astral Winds. This is 2 and a white for an enchantment creature, Spirit. Vigilance 2/4. And has Constellation trigger. Whenever Eidolon or another enchantment you control enters, choose target creature you control until end of turn. That creature's base power and toughness. That creature has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains flying. Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Pretty decent.
That's whenever an enchantment you control enters, choose target creature you control.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's like in my opinion, it's an okay rare. I wanted you to read the next one, Sherman, because it's a card that I think is your play style of these things.
All right, let's see what do we have here. We have Evereth, Viceroy of Plunderer for 2 and a black. Legendary creature, Vampire Soldiers, 2/2. Already really, really crazy. Flying, and sacrifice another creature or artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on the Plunderer. If the sacrifice permanent was a treasure, it gains, it gains lifelink until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Boo! Boo! When the Plunderer dies, you may pay 1 and Rakdos. When you do, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. That's just gross.
To me, like, it's such a brutal theft deck. You steal my creature, you sacrifice my creature post-combat. If I have the balls to kill your commander, then you blast the table for how much?
A lot. Because, like off the bat, I'm thinking of things to buff it up easily. So you have, like, Black Blade Reforged, because it's going to cost less to equip because it's a legendary creature. You have things like Scatter Scythe.
Yep.
So it's another equipment, but like when it comes into battlefield, you exile a land card from your hand, and then it gets +1/+1 for each land you have for that. So, like, let's say you do a swamp and then you have like Urborg out. Yay! Now it's really big.
Well, the fact too that it's a flyer that has a potentially built-in lifelink.
Yeah.
And when Evereth dies, Evereth deals that damage, so that lifelink damage will happen if you give it lifelink and you kill the Evereth.
Yeah, I can see why they said sorcery speed for it, though.
Yeah, just being able to sack a treasure, it has lifelink, blast everyone off the table.
Yeah, every single time, yeah.
It doesn't say activate only once per turn, right? So this...
No, yeah.
Is
any of those mass mutiny cards?
Crunching a bunch of treasures. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Take all their...
I guess you only have to sacrifice one treasure to get lifelink, right? And then the rest could be your opponent's creatures.
Yep. Yeah. It's definitely a pretty rough one. Like, I would run like things like a Pitiless Plunderer in there and just keep taking their cards, throwing them away, getting treasures. A flying lifelink commander that has a sack outlet and buffs itself is pretty absurd.
Imagine flinging this at someone.
That's even worse. Flinging it, you double it. It's like I said, as soon as I saw this, I was like, you know what? This is like Sherman's play style of, like, because I think that you could build this on there's so many easy ways to go in a deck like this, right? Like, I know I'm talking this one a bit, but there's like you can go like the full everything gives me treasure route, but there's so much like budget grab control of and take things thing. Like, I've seen a lot of Sherman's like, I'm taking your creature, you don't have it anymore decks, and those are rough. Those are real rough decks to get around.
Yeah, there's so many in red, like Goat Nab, Active Aggression, like many. I
really like Evereth. I want to see some decks with that. I'll jump back into our next enchantment here. We have Frontline Heroism. 2 in a red. When it enters, you create a 1/1 red soldier token with haste. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single creature you control, you create a 1/1 red soldier token with haste, then copy it. The copy targets that token. I'm going to be honest with you guys. One of my lists with Braden pairs illegally with this. This is a background. People are at some point, someone's going to tell me I have to stop, but so far my play group's been pretty chill with me just building whatever I want. It's I love the double heroic. I have so I made it the feather. It's feather basically because my feather deck is another heroic one. So if anyone wants to say you can't play it, that's all right. I'm all happy with that. Now I kill you with feather. I'll always have your backup one. The next one, insane card. I think it's not my favorite card on the list, but I think it's one of the best cards coming out. Take it away, Tanner.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Me? How do you say this? Fumulus? The Infestation. This art is incredible. It's 3 and a black for a legendary creature, Vampire Insect. It's a 2/2 with flying and death touch. Whenever a player sacrifices a non-token creature, create a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. And whenever an insect, leech, slug, or worm you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Ooh. That's so strong.
Man,
that's so strong.
That's going to work.
A brutal sacrifice deck that generates tokens, gives you life gain and life loss. Like, especially with the Blasphemous
This card has
Pact.
such inevitability, right? Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that card coming up, Blasphemous Pact, because it was the Blasphemous Act was never part of a cycle, right? It was just kind of a solo card. So
Yeah.
they're finally expanding on that.
I refuse to call that card anything but Blasphemous Pact. Have you seen that one, Sherman?
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. Speaking of rough,
so this oh wait, no, before this vampire insect, right?
yeah,
Like
that's
this,
that's
so
also a crazy
you fill it
trap.
up with, you make sure that like it's not hard to make your opponent sacrifice things, right? So then you create a horde of insects with flying, which then every time they attack, drain the table. That's just
what's even worse about
that's
this,
amazing.
in my opinion, what's even worse than this is it's not whenever an opponent sacrifices. You can build this as a raw sacrifice yourself deck and still get those flying tokens. And a flying Death Toucher's crazy.
So, for instance, a great card for this might be like Vona's Hunger, because if you get Ascend, then your opponents have to sacrifice half their creatures.
Oh yeah,
round it up.
Oof.
Well,
Right?
you just make suddenly you've got like 30 flying insects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah, this
going
looks
against
fun.
someone that has a token strategy, that's going to be crazy. Well, actually, wait, no, because it's non-token, so it has to be like actual things. But you know what I mean.
I'm calling it now. I'm naming this deck. This deck bugs my friends.
You know.
Anyways, I
We're
was saying.
going on to the next card
I was
now.
saying. Speaking of rough, Sherman, please, and it was a dog joke. It was so good.
Yeah, I'm sorry
We
I
have
trampled that one.
Generous Pup for a 1 and a white. It's a creature. It's a dog. It's a 2/2. It has Vigilance. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Generous Pup, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. This ability triggers only once each turn. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty stupid 2-drop.
Yeah, for a 2-drop, yeah, that's
a
stupid.
pretty stupid 2-drop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to feel terrible putting this on the battlefield and having something like Fimulus the Infestation kill it.
Yeah.
Because it's like harming dogs.
Sacrifice your pup.
It's just so cute.
My boy. We have Gornog the Red Reaper. 2 and a red for a Minotaur Warrior. It has haste. It's a 2/3. Cowards can't block warriors. Whenever one or more warriors you control attack a player, target creature that player controls becomes a coward. And attacking warriors you control get XO, where X is the number of cowards your opponents control. I think it's interesting.
You know what?
Nice.
I never thought about this, but like if you have like a changeling that's like every type and someone attacks you with a warrior, can you block? Because technically cowards are a type, aren't they?
I think so. And I think the cowards can't block warriors I think that's just like a canon stapled on ability.
Yeah, I never really thought about it until you were reading this.
That'd be an interesting like sub rule to read.
Yeah.
To me, it's
What's
okay.
the other card that created cowards? It was
Varchild.
a red card as well, right?
Yeah, Varchild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot with cowards can't block warriors on the battlefield before. I'm not really familiar with how effective it is, but I mean, it seems like this one just makes it happen, right? So
Right.
it's just going to work.
You take this next one. This is another one I love. So good.
Oh yeah, I mean, geez, like right away the art. This set, the art is so unique. These next 2 cards, but this one's Near Div, Devious Diver. Love the name. 2 and a blue for a legendary Merfolk Rogue. When Near Div becomes tapped, target player mills cards equal to its power. It's currently a 2/2. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard or activate an ability of a card in your graveyard, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on it. Ooh, that just has so much, like everything, like flashback.
Oh yeah.
Just there's tons of different abilities, but yeah, you're also then pushing to mill people with its power whenever it becomes tapped. So yeah, this seems like big brain shenanigans could be afoot.
I like it's the exact same thing. The Blackblade Reforged on that. I tap it, you mill like 18 cards.
Yeah, this
The worst is that you're in blue, right? So you have like tap and untap shenanigans. So you have all the creatures that untap something or tap something. You have like Intruder Alarm, like all those things. So you could probably combo this out and win the game on like 1 turn if you really plan it out.
I didn't even think about Intruder Alarm, but yeah, you could probably very easily do a cool Intruder Alarm and anything like Ornithopter, or not Ornithopter of Paradise, Mantle of Paradise, 0 mana equipment that lets you tap for mana. turning that into a tap. Honor Worn Shaku, Relic of Legends. I tap my commander for mana. Mill 2, mill 2, mill 2. Annoying commander. I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, I see
like
this. I'm gonna probably kill it on site, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, and again, turning every flashback card in your graveyard. Blue flashback shenanigans are already a thing. They've always been a thing.
Yeah.
Stapling draw onto that, and then also stapling 1/1 counters is pretty disgusting in general.
Yeah, it is.
I was thinking this would go good in that Nagath rod or whatever, but it's whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, and I guess you're pulling from other people's graveyards with that card, hey?
Yeah.
Still, really cool card. I think it'd be it's going to be fun watching people spin their wheels and figure out lines with this one, and the art is incredible.
I think
the next card
silly.
we have here is Plagon, Lord of the Beach for 2 and a blue. Legendary creature Starfish Withered for 0/3. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with toughness greater than its power. And then for Azorius, target creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power this turn. I kid you not, I really like this. I want to build this card.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
The you're in the best colors for blinking, which is great. There's so many Charix is a 0/17. You pay 1 mana and just absolutely crack me.
Yeah.
Oof.
You also have the fugitive, whatever that if your power toughness is 1 or less.
Oh, Tetsukuya, yeah. Can't block, yeah. Put that in every Rego deck, yes. Yeah, so, this is I think that this is another again, draw stapled onto the command zone is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool card. Is this a Dragon Ball Z reference in the art?
I kind of think so,
I guess the original Dragon Ball.
It could be
because the big turtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
cool.
really really like it. I think it's very cool. The next one is one of my favorite cards. Again, I'm a very big fan of this artwork. So would Slothy have been, the Goth Mommy. We have Rev Tithe Extractor. 3 and a black for a 3/3 human rogue. Rogue's Passage. Whenever you attack, target creature gains death touch until end of turn, which is a really strong ability on an attack. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, look at the top card of their library, exile it face down, and you can cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. That's brutal.
Jeez. This almost seems like something that, it doesn't seem like a commander card. It seems like something that, would be good in, standard or something. It's an incredible, whoever's attacking is going to have death touch. It's likely going to get in. You're going to get a treasure and a card and a way to cast it. It enables everything it wants to do.
There's so much with this. You don't have to risk Rev to do it. You can attack with anything and give it death touch, right? So you can just any old creature will do. And stealing things shenanigans has always been strong. But the fact that you can cast that card, it is at least nice cast so you can't play their lands. But the fact that this is giving you ramp towards playing other people's stuff or your own things is insane. The fact that this is a ramp theft commander is pretty batty. I'm a huge fan of it. This is one that I'm in the middle of brewing right now. And I think I'm going to build it the same way I build every annoying Toxrill deck I play. I'm going to stuff this thing with mana rocks. Stuff this thing with 1-drop flyers, and somebody, I don't know who it is, but it's getting it. And I'm going to build it the exact same way I do Rego. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, so I'm trying to get 3 treasures a turn and see 3 cards. Let's see what's up. It's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I'm glad that I haven't recorded my Gix deck tech yet. I put together a list for Gix, the just mono black, and this has got to go in there. This just makes everything so much better in that deck.
I am a very huge fan of this card for sure. This is the one gripe I have with these Jumpstart cards is they knock it out of the park with commander stuff. And it's not a commander product. It's meant to be bought and played and stuffed into random decks. And it's very fun to play Jumpstart that way. We're again, quick shout out to House of Cards. We're doing a giveaway of some Jumpstart stuff there, right? And part of what I might do is just people, I might just do giveaways and play like, hey, if you beat us, you get like the 4 packs that we cracked open for the Jumpstart things. But like
Nice.
I really, really like it. I think it'd be fun to play because we're mostly only Commander, right? So it'd be fun to record a little bit of Jumpstart stuff, and that's it. But that's my other problem is the unreliability of getting it, because I love these cards. There's so many cool cards in these sets, and I want so many of them, like Bridget's all the time, and Rev. Like there's so many good ones, and not being able to reliably get them is.
Yeah, there was problems with the first Jumpstart one, right? There was the Allosaurus Shepherd, I think, was in that one, and
Yeah,
it was like a $90 card or something right off the rip.
I paid like $80 for Tiny Bones.
Nobody opened a lot. Yeah,
I wanted that Tiny Bones
Tiny
so
Bones. Preston the Vanisher was a Jumpstart product as well.
Preston's
Muxus,
still crazy, yeah. Oh, Muxus. I loved Muxus. I still have my Muxus Goblin deck. I was scanning it not too long ago, and it's pretty obnoxious still. It's got Myriad, Sword of Selves. It's pretty cancer. I'll let you take this next one here, Tanner.
Okay, we got Sandstorm Crasher, 3 in a red for a creature, Minotaur Berserker Wizard. It's a 3/4 trample. You may exert it as it attacks. When you do, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. That is super cool.
Should have been legendary.
Yeah, it should have been legendary, but also like it's a role player that goes in a lot of different decks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too bad it doesn't work with other legendary creatures. But unless you want to sacrifice them right away.
Well,
it's a possibility.
You can like pretty easily like anything that's extra combat shenanigans too, right? Because exerting, normally you skip your untap, but who cares? Right? Like it's untap all creatures that attack. Yeah, I just keep untapping it, make like 6 or 7 creatures, and you sack them at the end step. So it's very, very easy. Like I said, I wish that this was kind of a legendary. I think it's cooler than the other Minotaur.
I see, yeah. Otherwise, it's just a role player to go in all those decks, and everyone's going to want one.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, and like especially like the fact that it's got wizard stapled on there. There's a lot of cool wizard decks that would like something like that too.
Yeah, and I mean, like I started my introduction to Magic was with Amonkhet, so I just love seeing stuff from that plane coming back, and there's another one down here as well. So,
Sherman, please.
Yeah. So we got Scythe Cat Cub for 1 in green. Creature cat 2/2. Trample. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, double the number of 1/1 counters on that creature instead.
Nice.
Insane. That's really, really good. That's
Landfall
so
Kitty.
That's real. Again, the amount of crazy 2-drops in this has been nuts. Like that's not a 2-drop ability.
No, that definitely not.
I mean, this is just like any Evolving Wilds or fetch land is just goes hard with this. And then if you think about, I guess it doesn't trigger past the second time, hey? So you don't even really have to overthink it. You just put the lands in that work like that.
Oh no, you'll still get your 1/1s every time, but you get the double on the second one.
Yeah.
But again, the other thing too.
Oh yeah, right.
The other thing is, had this been stapled to this card, whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. This already would have been a monster creature. It would have been so good. But you can just do this on anything? Yep. Just any creature and stuff? You can just double the power of... That's crazy.
I feel like this is one of those cards where when someone's like, oh, I tap these mana, I play Scythe Cat Cub, and it's always going to be followed by a groan.
Yeah, well, it's
like
it's going to slot into every Atraxa deck too, because it's something that puts counters on doubles. It's gross. Disgusting.
Good card.
We have another one that I'm the most excited to build. This is stupid. Shrufus Sproutsire. It's one of the most idiotically drawn artworks that I can't get enough of that I've ever seen. I thought this was a fake card during spoiler season. And then I kept seeing people post it and everything like that. And I was like, is this real? And they're like, yeah, it's spoiled from Jumpstart. It's hilarious. I love it. Shrufus Spoutshire. It's 2 and a green for a 1/1 Saproling with Trample built in, which, again, I don't understand why they would have built Trample into it. But whenever Saproling you control deals combat damage to a player, you create that many 1/1 green Saprolings. Straight combat tricks all day.
Man.
I appreciate the trample on this, in all honesty, even though it's a 1/1.
Yeah, just cracking people with giant growths all day. Combat trick Shrufus is here to stay. Oh,
That's amazing. I love it. And the art is like horrifying. It's so cutesy, but absolutely horrifying. Like the eye stalks.
It's so ridiculous. It's such a silly card. But I'm just gonna sleeve up a huge stack of Saproline tokens for this deck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's nice when you have, like, if you're making a lot of tokens, it's nice to have all of them physically represented, just to posture.
It is fun sometimes, yeah. The next one's Crazy R2, so I think you, Tanner?
Okay, I'll take Slinza, the Spiked Stampede. Holy, that looks aggressive. It's 4 and a green, legendary creature Beast. It is a 5/5. Beast spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Each other beast creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it. And whenever Slinza or another creature with power 4 or greater enters, you may pay 1 and Gruul hybrid. When you do, it fights target creature you don't control. Slinza does. So this reminds me of, what's the ape, the monkey?
Kogla?
Or whatever? Or Kogla, yeah.
Yeah, Kogla.
Kogla kind of enables a bunch of just constantly fighting as things come to the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Am I thinking the right one?
Well, this is like as well, like the type reduction, the counters built in. Like, this is a strong card.
Yeah,
like this is just like Beast Tribal, right?
Or tokens. Like let's say you have like something like stupid like Sandward's Convergence because you're in green and you get 5/5. Because like the second ability, when another creature with power 4 or greater enters, you may pay like 2 to have it fight something. Just, it doesn't say token. So like a 5/5 worm comes in. Okay, so now you pay 2 mana and your commander fights something that's, and you just kill it.
Yeah, that's Gruul's kind of board control. Just meteors, just smash.
My biggest problem with this deck is going to be convincing people. I just was on a huge project of sorting my like bulk. Like I sorted, I think 8 or 9 4-row boxes, like by color, then by type, and then it was a lot. But I came across a ton of Kavus while I was doing it. And Kavus are not beasts, but there's so many cool red and green Kavus, and I have to convince people to let me play this as a Kavu-mander. I have to let them. I'm playing Kavu-mander, please. There's so many ones that I just want to play. Just let me pretend they're beasts. They look beast-like.
Yeah, actually, this art does kind of remind me of that Kavu kind of style. Like that when you do that, when you try and fudge the rules with like, oh, can I have this amended, the text box a little so that my deck works a certain way? If what it's doing is doing something that's completely in line with what other commanders do, it's not like just an instant combo piece in the command zone. I think everybody should be comfortable with like a little bit of creativity here and there.
On the video, I'm scrolling through a list of Kavus right now. They're all garbage. They're all terrible cards. Like Kavu Chameleon, exactly. 3 double green for a 4/4, so a 5 mana 4/4, can't be countered and becomes the color of choice on the turn. It's not going to be a good deck, but I want to build it so bad. Please just let me have
play
this.
My Kavus.
Yeah, it's a lot of them are. Yeah, I don't even think there's tons that you can play, but I want them so bad. That's it. That's my that's my little aside for it. You're probably gonna try see me convince people to do that. But again, there's so many crazy cool like green beasts and red beasts alone. Like this is a very cool because you don't really have it. Like you don't have many beast commanders. A lot of it is it's 3 color like Naya big stuff general.
Yeah. It's either that or like the commander creates the beast for you or something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, the big problem is they keep making all the great beast cards in green blue, like it's not Tovalar, but like Tawnos the Toy Maker. There was another really cool one from Lord of the Rings. Like there's like those things that are just give you an extra beast when you cast. Why would you play anything else? Imagine pair this Tawnos and illegal deck coming. It's coming.
Beautiful.
Next one, Sherman, into our uncommon commanders.
Okay, let's just go here for Inept Vizier of Hazaret for 2 in a red. Legendary creature, Jackal Warrior. This one is an uncommon, so we'll see this more often. It is a 4/2. It has trample. You may exert the Inept Vizier of Hazaret as it attacks. When you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Till the end of your turn, you may play those cards. Not bad.
I like it.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be like doing a lot of because I'm still off work because my leg, right? I'm going to be doing a bunch of like live brews of these, and I really like live brewing with I brew with Thunder all the time and stuff, and I'm going to see if Brady, like from Rogue's Passage as well, and maybe Tanner, see if anyone wants to do some more live brews. But I really, really like these uncommon commanders. I think they're so cool for like brewing with. They're just so fun. Like I think Anap's like it's not wonderfully powerful, but that is like a pretty cool ability to just have like on an attack.
Yeah.
We've been playing PDH as well, like Pauper Commander.
Yeah.
Really want to start publishing more episodes of that because like uncommon commanders, you have a lot less to choose from. Well, no, you don't have a lot less to choose from. You can actually use any uncommon creature in PDH in the command zone. You don't have to be legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a lot of options, but the power level is for sure lower, and you have to be pretty creative. And this one seems, I wish it had more toughness because it seems like you're just going to have to cast it from the command zone every time you attack with it.
Mm-hmm.
But card advantage is nice in the command zone like that.
I don't know if have you played a game with Sherman yet or no?
No, I haven't.
One, I think, right? No,
wait.
No, I think that was Brady.
Brady, I played like at least a couple. Brando once at least.
Yeah, because I only
I've
played
actually,
with Tanner the first time.
Yeah, I haven't made it over to you guys' place yet, and I think I didn't get to play with you guys at Face to Face last year, but I will be this year.
There we go. Specifically, though, out of everyone I've ever played with, Sherman is uniquely talented at playing budget nonsense very aggressively.
Yeah.
The stupidest crap you can find.
And so like I would love to do some like paper like Pauper EDH stuff with it because like Sherman nails it with like budget stuff, but it hurts me. It's you haven't seen his Galadriel deck, but one of like the hardest I think I've ever been beat on was like a deck that I think is $60. And it was a blowout. It was like I was reevaluating pieces of my life to this deck. It was really good. That Scry Galadriel was insane.
I got to show you my Phalanx Leader Pauper Commander deck because
I love it.
I think it's like a sub $30 list for a 100-card deck, and it just crushes. And I mean, it has a lot better time doing it in Pauper Commander because board wipes are a lot less prevalent. So you get away with your BS kind of doing your thing, whereas in regular Commander you get picked apart. But it's a pretty capable deck, and I'd love to show you guys. I
haven't played any in a while, but I have a lot of Tiny Leaders decks that are like sleeved up as well, like separate from my Commander ones. And there's a lot of really like I should make a Shrufus Tiny Leaders. I think you'd really like Tiny Leaders.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Is that capped CMC3 for the whole deck?
Yeah, and like a lot of the fast mana's gone. EDH is becoming Tiny Leaders. Cool. Let's go. We have next Brawlios of Ferris Band. 3 double green for a star Centaur Scout. Power and toughness each equal to the number of lands you control. When Brawlios of Ferris Band attacks, draw a card, then you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it slots into lots of cool decks. I think it's like I said, I think it's good in general.
Yeah, it comes down for 5 mana. Its power and toughness is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And whatever it attacks, you draw cards and ramp. It's doing a lot for an uncommon, I think.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Doing
green,
Centaur things.
Solid.
Oh, I actually missed the next card. I was going to say I should make another deck with Brigid, pair this one too. You know what? That's probably going to happen. Yeah.
All right, I'll take Cleon, Merry Champion, 2 in a red, legendary creature, human soldier. It's a 2/2 double strike. Heroic trigger is whenever you cast a spell that targets Cleon, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card until the end of your next turn. So play means you can hit lands and
I like
go
that.
nuts with those as well, right? Yeah, it's a good body. And when you want to be targeting it with spells to get the heroic trigger, and this kind of reminds me of what is it? Is that one of the mice from Bloomborough?
Yeah, like
or something.
Mabel probably.
Is it Mabel? Yeah, like all those mice. Like I met that set.
Yeah.
I haven't got to play with it a lot, but it seems like a really fun play style.
I'm gonna for sure do this because again, like I said, if people don't want to let me play it, Feather, it's gonna slot in for sure. But I love the heroic mechanic. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
Nadu tried to do the heroic mechanic horribly.
We don't talk about Nadu. All right. So we got Sinette, Jelly Drover for 3 in a blue. Legendary creature, human wizard, 2/2. When the Jelly Drover enters or dies, you create a 1/1 blue jellyfish creature token with flying. Creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. That's not bad, actually.
Honestly, it's not a horrible trigger.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Death by jellyfish.
And you get an anthem for anything that flies. Why not?
Why?
Hey, Falcon,
Yeah, I'm
here I go.
interested. I want to see the token.
Flying jellyfish.
Is there
token
already a
is pretty cool.
jellyfish token?
I don't think so. I like that. I'm not mad at that card. I think that's a pretty fun shill brew, generally speaking.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah. I like that. A lot of these I want to make pretty relaxed decks. I've got I've said it before and stuff, but you should see my old decks, Tanner. Like the stuff I used to build was it was just balls to the wall arms race in everything. I had zero chill on everything. I was playing turn 1, get Moldrath out with Lionized Diamond, bring Lionized Diamond back, playing for my grave. I was playing nonsense stuff. And now I just play trash. I just love to play silly, random things. And I like to see interesting cards go off way more. But just seeing how my old stuff is. And then being looking back to when I met Sherman and stuff. I think the first deck I played with Sherman was he was playing a book tribal deck. And I was playing I think it was that Muldrotha deck, yeah. And I was
your Mox Pearl for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty pricey deck. I sold I sold one of my Moxes to assemble this deck. It was pretty nuts. And again, like I said, the fact that I've gone from there to being how can I make giant flying jellyfish? How many blue flicker spells?
Yep.
Right? I really, really like it. It's very fun, Sherman. We've come a long way. You've corrupted me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I think I saw that book tribal deck from the episodes that you recorded at Face to Face last year.
Yeah,
I believe.
I say we'll finish it up with just
I heard you describing that deck, and I was like, man.
Oh, I love that one. He has a really fun one. His song tribal, and it's all every card name is something that is a song. So he's got a big list of it is this song by this person. I really like that deck. It's very creative.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'll bring another jank deck to the face to face, and we'll see if it works or not.
I like it. Let's finish up here with these. We'll do the other legendaries. So this is one of the dumbest cards I think I've ever seen. Don't know why they would print this. Don't know why they would make this a commander option. It's Dionys Elvish Archdruid, 3 and a green for a 3/3 elf druid. Elves you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped during your turn, untap it and put a 1/1 counter on it. This triggers only once each turn.
So stupid.
I don't
Didn't
know.
we learn from Nadu?
I don't know why they would print something like this, right? It's this is a pretty silly one.
Yeah, you're an elf, so half the elves are mana rocks anyway.
Do you know how unnecessary it is to give your Priest of Titania an untap and a counter?
Or your Well-Wisher, or...
Didn't even think about Well-Wisher. Totally forgot about that. Or again, even just your elves attacking. This just is a 1/1 anthem on every elf that attacks and then untaps it.
It's so stupid.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, this one's got a lot of eyebrows being raised, right? This is gonna and oh, what beautiful art.
Yeah, it is beautiful. But I think this should have been a rare or a mythic if they did want to make it. 100%, not an uncommon.
It's crazy. Again, if this was just a non-legendary creature, I'd be like, wow, that's great. It goes in a lot of decks. But as a legendary creature and stuff, I notoriously like to play Guiltleaf Archdruid. And I think it's very fun. And this is a druid commander. And all of those things are druids. And this untaps it, which means if I drop a Guiltleaf Archdruid and do my normal Guiltleaf shenanigans, I can do it a second time. I take all of Sherman's lands. I take all of Tanner lands. I pass. In response, everyone cries. In response, I'm not invited back.
Yeah. Nope, screw that.
Yeah, right. I will let Tanner, you take the General Create.
General Create, the Bolt Bringer, 2 and a red, legendary creature, Goblin Soldier. This is a 2/2 that says whenever one or more goblins you control attack, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Goblins like more goblins. Whenever another creature you control enters General Create, the Boltbringer deals 1 damage to each opponent. So we got an Impact Tremors stapled in the command zone now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Perforos was always like sort of command zone-able.
But the fact that
this one
generates
also enables itself.
Yeah, generates tokens is I think it's pretty rough.
This is kind of cool.
How wild this one gets, like obviously Helm of the Host is good in most things, right? But how wild this gets with Helm of the Host copies of things is pretty cracked. Like having like 6 of these that all attack and like enter 6 times and I don't like that.
That'll get crazy.
I'm interested to see how terrifying this ends up being on the other side of the battlefield.
It'll be interesting, I would say, for sure.
Even just as a raw Goblin commander, it's pretty good. It's going to slot into every Krenko deck that's ever existed. Right?
Krenko's still popular, let's face it. It's been ages, and it's still one of the most popular Goblin commanders, let alone Goblin commanders out there.
Yep.
All right. We're going to move on here to Evora, Insatiable Air. For 1 in a red, legendary creature, vampire warrior, 1/1. It has trample. Once again, another 1/1 that has trample. Anyway, when the insatiable air enters, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you create a blood token. So, and whenever you discard a card, put +1/+1 counter on Evora. That's not bad, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in red, you're going to be discarded. You have a bunch of discards.
Yeah. Honestly, a Wheel of Fortune is gross, disgusting, to be honest. And whenever you discard a card, you put a 1/1 counter on it.
Yeah. Because not many people are going to play Wheel of Fortune because it's still such a pricey card and so hard to get.
But like a Winds of Change kind of thing, right?
Yeah. But like you have like the more common things like Wild Guess, Real Possibility, like Tormenting Voice, Cathartic Reunion, like all those things.
Those loot effects giving you giving you tokens, as well as just normal madness. There's a lot of cool madness cards.
Yeah.
Not to be that person, but the new Emrakul is essentially a madness card, where it comes in and takes control of everyone's stuff. And I'm not saying you should do it.
Shakes his head.
I'm not saying you should do it. It might be what I do, but it's pretty cool. We also have Nazar the Velvet Fang, 3 and a black for a menace, 3/3 vampire warlock legendary. Whenever you gain a life, put a feeding counter on Nazar. Whenever Nazar attacks, you can remove 3 feeding counters from it. If you do, you draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. I think that's great.
That seems like a fun card.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool. I'm a little sad that this didn't have white splashed into it. As an Orzhov commander, this would have been just a blast. Like draw in the command zone, life loss, life gain. But still, even as a mono black commander, I think it's a pretty cool, different route. I wish it had a little bit of life gain stapled into it, though. I still like it.
Yeah, true.
It's nice as well that you can proliferate these feeding counters pretty easy.
Yeah. But it's a good workaround. Like, I'm kind of glad they didn't do it in white or in green as well, just because, like, it does force people to think a little bit harder about how they want to build it.
Yep.
So,
I like it. I think we've got 3 left. All right, let's crush these last 3. I think this is
3 or 4.
Is there 3 or 4?
4, 5.
Well, I'm bad at math. Okay, there's a few.
All right, I'll start off here with Ozox, the Clattering King, 2 and a black, legendary skeleton noble creature. 3/2. Ozox, the Clattering King, can't block. It's just made of bones. When Ozox dies, create Jumble Bones, a legendary 2/1 black skeleton creature token with this creature can't block. And when this creature leaves the battlefield, return target card name Ozox, the Clattering King, from your graveyard to your hand. So is he wearing like a big suit? Is Ozox the suit
know.
that houses the tiny legendary Jumble Bones?
The fact that, again, the Jumble Bones, I think, is going to be such a silly commander.
Yeah. Oh, so you I'm hoping that that it's not a token, right? Yeah, it is a token.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the token is easy to get too, right? Because this token's got to come in that one, right?
Yeah, they
how
usually
do they do that
keep
with
them that way.
Yeah. So if Ozok shows up in your pack, they're going to have the token with it?
Yeah, normally it's like that.
Okay.
I
Cool.
loved the Jumpstart when the things that were partnered with as well, when you got like the both of them. If you crack a Will, you crack a Rowan. I loved that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, it was really
Yeah,
cool
this
drafting that in Battle Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Battle Bond was such an amazing set. I'm really surprised they haven't gone back to that
Battle
sooner.
Bond 2.
They've been talking about it, right? Yeah, Battle Bond. Like, I remember I walked into an LGS one day and I just went to grab sleeves or something, and there was a table of 7 people just being like, "We need an 8th to draft this." Like, and it was the store owner was just like, "If you sit down, I'll pay for your packs. Just come. We need to fire this draft." And I got to draft Battle Bond like right when it came out, and holy, was that a fun set!
I like that. That would be
The mechanics of being able to like help your teammate pay for things and stuff was
that's
so
cool.
so well done.
Okay, we have Samila? Whatever. Let Tien Poet. Wow. Why do I always get these ones I can't pronounce? It's a 2 and a white. Legendary creature, human bard, 1/1. Does it have trample? No, it doesn't. Okay, too bad. Anyways, when you cast your first enchantment spell each turn, you create a 2/2 white nymph enchantment creature token at the beginning of each combat. If you control 5 or more enchantments, the poet gets +4/+4 and gains lifelink until end of turn. That's interesting.
I think it's pretty
I
solid.
wouldn't mind building that.
Yeah. There's
Hey, getting +4/+4 in lifelink is as good as trample, right?
pretty close. I like that you can like go full obnoxious prison with this too, because normally when you play a deck that's like, I'm gonna Oblivion Ring everything nonstop, you get targeted by everyone, as you should. But this makes you it generates tokens from it. I really, really like this card. Talrand for enchantments.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can't wait for the profile picture.
Yeah.
We have, I think, Koala?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. A Johnny's Pridemate. 3 and a white for a 3/3 Cat Warrior. When Koala, a Johnny's Pridemate, attacks, other attacking creatures you control get XO until end of turn, where X is the number of counters on Koala, which is cool that it doesn't have to be, it can be any kind of counters. And whenever you gain life, put a 1 counter on it, and it has 3 and a white, you gain 1 life. I think that's a cool card.
Fun.
Nice. Yeah, it's the legendary version of a Johnny's Pridemate with, it's kind of, is it like Jazal sort of?
Yeah, almost. The other attacking creatures get 1/0. Like that is pretty crazy, because everyone's seen a deck where somebody gets like a turn 1 or turn 2 Soul Sister, right? Like once those cards are out, you're just gaining just so much passive life already. And then by the time this gets 1 rotation, this could be like a 10/10 that is going to like give like a 7/7 on attack. It's pretty crazy. It's really good. You can put shield counters on this really, really easy, which is also further buffing it. I like this.
Probably one of my favorite pieces of art I've seen so far scrolling down through this page. This is amazing.
Again, it would look so good in foil.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I believe we're at
next
our
one's
last
mine
one.
here?
Yeah.
Last 2.
Sutina, Speaker of the Tajaru. This is a 2 and a green for a legendary creature elf scout. 2/2. When Sutina, Speaker of the Tajaru, enters, search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped, shuffle. And whenever Sutina attacks, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
Interesting.
So is this, you try to pair this with utility lands that you want to bring back to your hand? Like,
yeah, or just landfall in general.
Yeah. I love this card. I'm going to be honest. It's like pseudo cultivate on a stick. Like I love this card.
Seems fun.
The fact that you may
it's a flicker for flicker target for
you may return your land is very, very nice. And if you don't, like again, if you don't, just having like a budget Prime Titan from the command zone where you get like when it enters, search, right? I wish it was enters and attacks, but I understand. I understand why you don't get both.
Yeah, it does have an attack trigger, but it's split up between different abilities, I guess.
All right, we have our last legendary creature here. It's going to be, oh man, I can't pronounce this. Erdinen Dromoka Warrior. 1 and a white. Legendary creature. Human warrior. 1/1. Does this have trample? No, it doesn't. Okay. Anyways.
Oh, it's got something though. Whew.
Yeah. When it enters the put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. When you attack, target attacking creature gets with a 1/1 counter on it. Gains first strike until end of turn. If that creature has 2 or more 1/1 counters on it, it gains double strike until end of turn instead.
Pretty good.
Jeez, yeah. So essentially, like whenever you attack with a creature with a couple counters, it gains double strike. This is gonna lay some pain on the table for sure.
That's going into my Demery deck.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There was one last card I wanted to talk about before we wrap here on this one, and it's just this instant. I really like this instant, which is Go Forth. I think it's just a great budget piece, and I hope you see it a lot. It's just 1 green. It's an instant. You choose one. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Or target creature gets 2/2 till end of turn. I think that's just a really, really good card. Giant Growth is a card that's played. It's combat tricks. It color fixes in like multicolor decks. Like I just like this card a lot. I wanted to talk about that one. I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Nissa artwork, spark or no Nissa would always be an Explorer's the flavor text. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, how often do you see this effect at one green mana, right? For searching for a land to hand?
Well, you get it a lot of the time, like generally like Cultivate is like split into 2, right? Like the 2 land, the one in the green is the 2 battlefield. The other one is to land. So there's lots of like 1 mana sorceries that will go and get you a basic to your hand. But that's a sorcery, right? The fact that you can hold this mana up for like end of turn, you can, if I need to buff a creature that's going to get bolted or something, if I need to block with a creature, like again, it's a combat trick, or it's before my turn starts, I'm going to go get a land.
Yeah, that's cool. Beautiful art as well. I mean, man, the Magic art is at an all-time high, I think, right? Like everything is so pretty. We didn't get to talk about any of the glittery foil cards out of this like Foundations set.
Yeah,
I think they were in Dustborn as well.
I was going to say we were going to do both today and stuff, but we've kind of taken a little bit of time. Slothy's out, Sherman's dying of sickness, so we'll talk Foundations next set. But I'm very happy with like just the direction that this Jumpstart went. Like this, both of these sets have looked. I haven't liked a lot of the recent sets, right? Like the Duskmourn wasn't really a set for me. Bloomborough, I feel, knocked it out of the park. But again, a lot of like the Ixalan, Thunder Junction, I just haven't liked the Magic sets that have gone on. And to me, the flavor on these cards has been a home run in everything. There's like so many cool things. A lot of these I think can be built really cool. There's a lot of really cool budget options, but nothing screams like, oh, this is broken. Oh, it's pushed and you have to have it for your decks.
Yeah, nothing that's like just, I mean, the Dionys or whatever, the Elvish Archdruid, that card is probably one of the ones that trends more towards that, just being like, oh, okay,
yeah,
slow down. But but for the most part, it's a pretty balanced and interesting and beautiful collection of cards that I'm sure a lot of Commander players are going to love opening the packs. And I mean, Jumpstart's great for the fact that you get to just rip a quick game, and a lot of people like to put them back in the sleeves and kind of have them for future Jumpstart kind of configurations.
Yeah,
I think it's a great product. It did really, really well the first time it came out, and then they sort of strayed a little bit from the form, like the template that they started with that was so good that everyone liked. But I think they're curving back towards that now.
It was I'm pretty good friends with our game store owner. So our local game store owner came out to my wedding when I got married last year. And that's like some of what I got as like a present and stuff was like he's like, here's like some Jumpstart for you and your wife, because he knew that my wife was learning how to play Magic at the time. And it was very fun. And I wish I would have sleeved them up that way and just been like, here's like the dividers and we'll pick random packs to play with. Because that would have been much smarter than what I did when I was like, let's play with this now. Here's the rares into the box.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, I've got a whole box of Commander Legends right now where I did a box opening video, opened the packs just to do a piece of content I was trying to find a Jeweled Lotus and I never found it, right? But I put everything back in because I didn't want to remove the ability to draft the box. So
I like that.
The box is mapped. You know what's in the box, but
you can still
for
play
my birthday
draft,
coming up here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and draft it because you can't really control what happens in a draft. And knowing there's a Vampiric Tutor in the box somewhere doesn't really change people's pick order.
Yeah, it doesn't change how you're playing.
It's a really cool draft format where you pick 2 cards each pick, I believe, or no, sorry, you pick 2 for your first pick of each pack, and then you
one each.
you draft these big packs, like 25 cards in each pack, and you build your commander deck as you go, and then play it a pod. It's like my perfect day is a commander draft format. I love that.
I'm not good at draft. I'm the controversy where the player like took the foil Tarmogoyf instead of like playing the right way, and that's the kind of player I am. I'm like, this is shiny, and it's getting that. A lot of pre-releases I play like 4 or 5 color decks, and I'm like, I'll put everything in here. I just really, really like fancy things, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's I say we wrap.
The commander draft formats. Yeah, the commander draft formats are sick because like even if you want to just rip open the box and like not be competitive whatsoever, it's just like a load of staples. And like, you know, your marble diamonds and stuff and all that, like great boxes to open.
I just sorted so many of those like rocks. Like I'm making like a budget box for that's the next project after maybe the next time I break my leg. But I want to do like a big box of like things that are fun and good to build with. And then whenever any of my friends want to build decks, I'm just going to say like, come over here and like, here's our green like budget staples box. Here's our green, like our blue things that are like brainstorm nice. Important, all those. But yeah,
it's like a community garden.
Yeah, true.
It's like a community garden, right?
I like it. Okay, I am wrapping now because Sherman's dying. Sherman is going to die. 1 sec here. There we go. Thank you guys, everyone, for listening through it. I want to know what people want to build. How do they feel about these? Do you dislike the anime style artworks? I don't think they look childish or cartoony personally, but again, if you want to buy any of them, go over to our lovely sponsors, houseofthecards.ca. Use the promo code IT99. It is a great spot to go and get everything you want. If you're coming out to face-to-face, promo code is into the 99 or promo code Rogues. Either of them will be good ones to come out. You get extra cool content. You get little gifts, which is kind of nice that face-to-face does that. It'll be fun. If you are local, come out and play with us. If not, we will be at we go to lots of the face-to-face events across like the country and stuff, so we'll be doing more and more of that kind of thing. If you want to proxy any of these, because you're never going to find some of them, you're not finding this Dionys card unless you do it. abyssproxyshop.com, and again, promo code IT99. It's a great spot to get budget pieces, and then you can go out and still buy the rest of the cards at your set, and AI armor sleeves for everything. That's it. That's where I'm good. Thank you so much, Tanner, for being here and recording with us, and everybody, hope that Slothy's internet fixes itself.
Thanks for having me.
Before I beat him with a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out if he listens, if he's flinching at the face-to-face event. Okay, thank you everyone for listening, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the day. All right,
laters.
I give them the music for a second.
See you later.
Oh, and yeah, check out Rose Pass's podcast.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube. We do stuff.
Bye-bye.